blessed hearts. I, Gautama, enfold you in my heart's love, for I impart to the children of God on this most special of occasions the impetus of my Golden Lotus that would add to the golden river my wisdom, my attainment, to be carried into all of the areas where there are life streams, desirous of knowledge of God. For without even the glimmer of knowing that God exists, how can one make room in their consciousness for the flame of illumination? Surely it burns upon the altar of one's heart, waiting for every possible moment to ignite a thought, impart a teaching, illumine a circumstance of life. Many long years can go by with a drought occurring of this flame, when the mind is too busy, the heart too stilled, not unfolding into the affairs of one's life, or when the emotional body is too agitated to have enough stillness to receive the transfer of the light. You were sure at this moment that you would not be so foolish. But how long ago did it dawn on your consciousness that you had engaged in some form of life that was not the desire of your heart? And upon reflection, you have desired to call forth enough of the light of God to erase that occasion from the screen of your mind. But have you taken heed to the many occasions that you do not catch, that are not brought to your awareness? This is why we have adopted a discipline of life that allows you to become more conscious of every deed every thought, of the entirety of your vibration. For you are intended to have enough of the discerning faculties of the mind of God imparted to your consciousness by your own heart flame, to catch on the instant these momentums of negativity and begin to shift your way of life into one that is accelerated in vibration, one that is a cup that is fashioned in the crystalline purity that allows you to have greater wisdom and illumination in all of your affairs. If you were to cup your hand for a moment, what would it receive? At the close of the moment, would the hand still be as it was before, empty? Or would it have received an abundance of light, ready for you to internalize into your affairs? Consider the energy centers of your being as cups of light, upraised, vibrating with the crystalline purity sufficient to receive every transfer that your own God presence would have you receive. It is not merely enough to know that your presence will not fail you, that your presence will give you all that you require. You must exact an energetic striving so that as the cells, atoms, electrons of your being begin to move in that excitement and acceleration, they make themselves ready to receive light by throwing off negativity in their pursuit of purity. Now you can begin to appreciate how one who knows not of God, who has never given one thought to engaging in the purified consciousness of their own God presence, has never desired to extend from themselves enough love that would be carried on currents of light from their own God presence to feed into the great life currents that they wear. When these life streams, dulled of the spirit of their own identity in God, densified by their surroundings, their choices in life, it takes a concentrated effort on their part to accelerate their consciousness, their entire vehicles, to be prepared to receive the light. Perhaps you thought that merely knowing of the light was sufficient for your God presence to fill you to overflowing, and you would not have to labor in the love of desiring God. But this would not be so. You do reach the point in attainment when you have sufficiently accelerated your vibration that you can be trusted by the presence. And then, without even thinking, a conscious thought, your presence can give you what is needed. But for this to occur, you must establish momentums within these outer vehicles, for they must be taught, disciplined, and trained. They must have the understanding of what is lawful for them and what is not. You blessed hearts have desired purity. You have desired to enter into the stream of consciousness, whereby your own God presence may release the white light of purity into your keeping. You have spent the past few days preparing your consciousness. Some have spent their entire life preparing their consciousness, while others even many previous lifetimes, so that they might be at this particular point in time and space, in the physical octave, to receive the blessing from their God presence, from the hierarchy of ascended and cosmic beings, of light, light that will move through them, the white light of purity that will not be denied. For in its purity, it displaces all unreality, all negativity, all negative momentums and patterns, habits, old concepts that have no place in the rarefied atmosphere of your own Christ identity. Some think it strange for Gautama Buddha to speak of the Christ, but it is only because they have not understood the planes of consciousness and the truth of the law behind the instruction of my flame. For as the Lord of the world, it is my great joy to enter into the action of accelerating the threefold flame that burns upon the altar of your heart. By holding in my gaze the perfection of these flames as one flame of God, to continue to burn even when there are certain life streams that would have otherwise lost the opportunity. And if you consider how great is the negative momentum that is prevalent throughout the earth, one might wonder why there are continual dispensations, why there is a Lord of the world that would breathe upon this breath of life within your heart flame, or the heart flame of some who do not seem to be worthy in their outer actions. It is because, blessed hearts, the lords of karma, quite some time ago, determined that the earth was worth saving. Sanat Kumara came forth, establishing the Brotherhood of Light, so that there might be a hierarchy sufficient in the purity and consciousness of God to hold the balance, while the sons and daughters of God regained their momentum of light for themselves. By the grace of Saint Germain and the lords of karma, there is each year an opportunity for every life stream who has been in physical embodiment for at least 1 hour of that previous year, to have entrée into the etheric realms, where the hierarchy of the violet flame send forth the ray and consciousness of their heart to consume every vestige of karma that has been enacted by each life stream. Unintentionally, not desiring to bring about harm, and yet finding that innocently their actions, their words, their deeds, their energy has brought some harm to some part of life. This karma amounts to a great deal. And was this not the ritual long ago? The sons and daughters of God would have been removed to some far distant star to continue to work out their destiny, leaving that negative karma and those who had lost the dispensation to go by way of an unsponsored earth. So when you hear of the karmic board, there should be much gratitude expressed from your heart. When you feel the flame of Saint Germain by your invocation to the violet flame, there must be gratitude to his flame for having sponsored the dispensation for you to know of the violet flame. Perhaps this gives each one a greater appreciation for how merciful and benevolent the hierarchy of light to your life stream. How I, the Lord of the world, would keep the vigil in meditation all of your days, so that you might have the stream of consciousness of my heart flame assisting you in expanding your own heart flame. Far too many would have themselves removed from any conscious awareness of hierarchy. Oh, how foolish, how ungrateful, and how bereft of enough light to know that the light of God, moving through these glorious beings of light, is assisting them all the while they are ignoring their flame. I have been approached by the great silent watcher who has handed me the thought form for this coming year. My joy abounds, for it is a vision that I have seen since the establishing of Shambhala. It is a vision that perhaps you have likewise seen when you have gone to the retreats of the Ascended Masters. For only then would you have had imparted the significance of this thought form. It is the glorious bridge of white marble that spans over the abyss of a sapphire sea, this great and glorious river of fire sends up through the very white marble a purification that is in keeping with the will of God. Lifestreams invited to this glorious etheric city of Shambhala must cross over this bridge. But they are not able to step 1 foot upon its surface unless their consciousness is purified and they are in alignment with the will of God. The stream of the sapphire river of fire reinforces the will of God through them as they walk across. Their eyes take on a glow of clarity, of illumination, and as they behold Shambhala, their consciousness is raised even higher, for they are caught in the magnificence of the glorious image before them. Blessed hearts, as you prepare to cross over into a new year, will you not symbolically take the hand of the Lord of the world and step onto the white marble bridge to Shambhala, knowing that as you enter into the new year, the intent of your heart will be purified. The thoughts of your mind will be cleared of the debris of negativity and allowed to focus with the flame of illumination of your own holy Christ self. Your emotional body will have sufficient harmony to be the radiating center of energy that allows you to be poised and ready to respond with that which is desired by the heart of God. Knowing that you will be in alignment with the will of God as you cross over this bridge, you will protect that consciousness, that state of being, with guarding where you place your attention, so that you will not be pulled away from what is the divine plan that your own I Am presence desires for you. It is the purpose of the entire spirit of the Brotherhood of Light and all mighty I Am presence, ascended and unascended, to hold this vision as we move into the new year. As the sons and daughters of God are capable of having the transfer of light and conscious awareness of this thought form into their outer vehicles, it will bring about greater acceleration for their life stream in this new year. For those who are unworthy, they will be sealed in an action of the blue flame of the will of God, carried out by Archangel Michael and his legions of blue flame angels, so that where there is negativity in the land, there will be a great portion of that negativity sealed and protected away from the purity of those who engage consciously with this thought form. This is a most complex and integrated action of the law for this year, for it is all designed to allow for a greater flow of the river of the Helican, the golden light that carries the consciousness and momentum for the turning of cycles toward the golden age. I am most grateful to serve the flame upon the altar of your heart, for it gives me great joy to know that you have expanded opportunity to try another day. With these instructions that come forth from the Brotherhood of Light, you will have every engram, transfer of conscious awareness and light given to you as is necessary for your life stream, so that you will not miss a beat. You will not falter in one step. You will not miss the cycle of the unfurling of your Christhood and the dawning of your garment of white light, of purity, blazing within your heart flame, will be a very grateful flame of God love. Eager to exact the wisdom and the will of God through your life stream. Be at peace as the transfer of this thought form of the year takes hold of your consciousness and is embedded by the white light of purity, the golden light of wisdom, and the blue flame of the will of God.